Hi guys, it's Stuart from sjm.photos. Just doing a quick review today of the Sigma 30mm f1.4 DC lens. It is £269 at the moment, and it's on Warehouse Express or Park Cameras. I've seen it. I bought mine from Warehouse Express. There we go. It's a fabulous little lens. It's not very big. You can get smaller 30mm lenses or 35mm lenses. It is an f1.4 lens. I haven't seen another one that is APS-C crop sensor. All the other ones are 35mm f2.8, but they'd be full frame. So for what I needed to use on my backup camera, I wanted a crop sensor. I didn't see the point of sticking my 35mm f1.4 on, which basically becomes around about 50mm when you put the crop sensor factor in. It's extremely sharp, and it's not too big. I mean, it is quite long, but I guess that's down to the size of the glass and the angles and things like that they needed to do. The 35mm Sony f2.8 is about that big, so obviously it's pretty much double, but you've got f1.4, so that means you can get some really lovely shallow depths of field. Absolutely beautiful. You can focus down to 30 centimeters, sorry, and it's sharp at f1.4. Absolutely does everything it says on the tin, really. I've somehow managed to get number 16 out of the box, so it's a very low production count, and I don't use it that often, but it's quite nice just to stick onto the A6300 I've got as a little backup camera. So I quite often stick it on just to take out for the day if I'm going to a castle or something like that, and don't really want to take all my kit with me. It fits on quite nicely. It doesn't make it too big. There you go. So this is what it sort of looks like. Obviously you can take the body cap with you and take that lens off, put it in one pocket and your camera in the other, while you're walking around and not using it. But you know, it's just a nice thing. It's £269, like I said. Not expensive, but extremely good quality. Very sharp, from f1.4 through the range. Absolutely brilliant. And the focusing and everything is extremely fast. It eye focuses, so obviously for portraiture it will follow people's eyes, track people's eyes. It's extremely fast, I notice, and accurate as well. So with the 400 points of focusing, or 420, I think it's 425 points of focusing on this A6300, it works a dream. Absolute bargain, really. I didn't really want to use full frame lenses on this camera body. The whole point of me having this camera body was, if I needed to, I would. If the A7R2 died while I was starting a job, at least I've got a backup. But I don't really want to use massive 35mm f1.4 full frame lens on here, or my Batis 85mm f1.4, really. If you know, it's just basically, I just wanted to take a little camera out as a backup camera, or a day out camera. So if I need it for backup, I've got the options, but if I'm going out for a day out, just don't really want to carry thousands of pounds worth of kit around with me, I've got this. So you know, it's just a lovely size. It's not too big, not too small. You don't have a zoom, you know, but it makes you work for the photos. So you know, you're walking around some gardens or something like that, or a castle, you know, you've got to think about the shots before you take them a lot more than you would do if you just got a kit lens on or something like that. Oh, just zoom in a little bit, snap, done. But you have got the benefit of, obviously, the f1.4, so it means you can open the lens right up and get some really lovely, shallow, soft background images, which is really cool. But yeah, other than that, it's a dinky little thing. You got a sunshade, a lens hood. It does make it a little bit longer, but it does give it a bit of protection for smacking it, which comes off and off quite easily. I tend to just leave it like that when I'm using it, if I'm not using manual focus. The only thing I would say, the manual focus ring is fly-by-wire, so there's no real feel of what the focus is doing, like on some of the lenses where it is obviously connected to the glass mechanically. This is all fly-by-wire, so you have no real feel of what's actually moving around. It's all done by obviously electronics. So it's a 52mm filter thread onto the end of the lens. I haven't got one on there, just I don't use the lens enough to really worry, but you can put one on there to obviously protect it, or if you're going to use a polarizing filter or anything like that, it's only small, so it's not that expensive to buy. Then that small. When you get up to the 60, 70, 80, 90mm polarizing filters, they are quite expensive. Other than that, it's just a joy to use. So I just thought I'd do a quick review on that, and I shall add some photos to the end which I've just taken out on either little jobs here or there, or just for pleasure. You can have a look really. But it just fits on the Sony APS-C size sensor cameras beautifully. I've never felt the urge to stick it on the A7R II, just because that seems a waste of obviously sensor, because you're only going to be using a cropped part of the sensor. Just seems a bit weird, but the option is there. It does fit. Yeah, it's primarily this camera I use it on. It's just a day out or whatever. It's not stabilised either, just so everyone knows. It's not a stabilised lens. So obviously you have to, on the A6300, which isn't a stabilised camera, you have to watch your shutter speeds very slightly. But if you're shooting f1.4 and there's plenty of light, your shutter speeds are high anyway. So there's no real dramas there. I've never had an unsharp shot from it. But build quality, very good. It seems strong. It's got a metal mount, so it's not a cheapy mount on there. It seems to be very well made. I have no complaints really. Definitely one of the best little lenses I've ever bought. Yeah, anyway, that one for now. I'll add some pictures to the end of the film, and you can have a look and see what you think. Okay, cheers. Hi guys, it's Stuart from